Jamie, we've obviously just seen your charge, Dave Allen, produce an emphatic finish against Johnny Fisher. What do you think the difference was for this fight? Because obviously we saw last December, many people thought that Dave Allen won that fight. But obviously for him to do it in this kind of fashion, what do you think the difference was?
I just think conditioning. I think in that 5th round in Saudi, Dave it was like a light bulb moment, and he realised, because he trained properly for that fight, even though it was a short camp, and then all of a sudden in that 5th round, he started to see the rewards of committing himself to a training camp. He's never looked back from that point, and he ticked over all the way through. As soon as the rematch got mentioned and we got it signed, he had 11 weeks from that point, and his starting point was much bigger this time. So his conditioning, more than anything, his conditioning and his belief in himself was much better this time, and you've seen the rewards.
I noticed in the 4th round, Dave got sent to the neutral corner, and I believe you were telling him something from your corner. Do you remember what exactly it was you were telling him? Because obviously from that point onwards, it seemed like the momentum of the fight changed in his favour.
Yeah, in all honesty, he didn't listen to me. I was trying to get him to throw a straight 1-2, because he's never thrown a straight 1-2, and we've worked on it for 11 weeks. And going out into the 5th round, I said, listen, do me a favour, throw at least one straight 1-2. And that was the shot what got him wobbled a little bit first, and then started the ball rolling for everything else. I was shouting to him, Dave, feint, and then 1-2, and he didn't listen to me. But I don't care, because he went downstairs, he worked his body, and then he switched upstairs, lunged with our left hook. And in all honesty, I was a bit concerned about Johnny at first. He went down heavy, and thank God he's okay.
Yeah, what did you make of the stoppage? A lot of people saying that maybe it could have been stopped sooner. What was your initial reaction?
Someone else has just said that to me. In all honesty, I didn't really pay attention to Johnny. My focus was on Dave, and I was sort of caught up in Dave in that moment. I didn't really see the state what Johnny was in, so I don't know. I can't really comment on that, to be honest.
You mentioned the self-belief that Dave now has. He's been very open in the past about his struggles with mental health. What sort of conversations have you two had sort of behind closed doors to make sure you bring in the best out of him mentally?
You don't want to know. You don't want to know about the conversations we've had. I mean, this has been a 5-year thing now, and it's been slow and steady, on and off. I've always said to him, every time he a couple of times where he said, I'm not fighting anymore, I said, sound, no worries, but if you ever need me, not just for boxing, but anything else, I'm on the end of the phone. I'll always be there for you. And we've created a nice relationship, and I feel like recently, last 6-9 months, he trusts me now. And getting Dave Allen to trust someone is like fucking trying to get a man to walk on on Mars. It's like an hard job to do. But especially what happened in Saudi, everything I said to him would happen if he followed through with it, played out. And it was like I said before, that light bulb moment, and he's followed it through. And he said it a few times. I've seen it in interviews. He said, I don't trust anyone, but if Jamie tells me to do something, I trust him. So that's probably the biggest compliment I could ever be paid, because I know how much it takes for Dave Allen to say that about someone. So
Absolutely. Well, in terms of the next steps, Eddie's just mentioned him potentially headlining a show in Sheffield at some point. What would you like the next step to be? Whether that's sort of him going straight back into the deep end, or...
Honestly, I'm not even thinking about it, because if I start thinking about the future, I'm taking myself out of the present, and I just want to enjoy this moment.
Well, just finally, obviously we saw a great fight between Jack Catterall and Harlan Eubank was announced tonight. In terms of Jack moving up to 147 for this, why was this the right time for him to, progress from 140?
Well, we've been talking, potentially about Jack moving up for a while now. He's not like he's absolutely necessary for him to move up, but he is a little tight of the weight, and this, there was a few different fights talked about. Josh Taylor rematch was spoke about 147, and then this name got mentioned, and was like, you know what, it's quite appealing. A little bit few unknowns, unbeaten kid. It's a good name, Eubank. So we ended up going with it, and it's a good fight for Jack.
For him to jump straight back into a tough fight like this, what kind of a statement do you think that sort of puts out there?
I just think, like, at Jack's stage of his career now, he can't afford to be having tread water fights. It'd be pointless. You know, he needs to make sure that the other guy in the other corner is going to bring the best out in him, and I'm sure Eubank will do that.
Thanks for your time, Jamie. Much appreciated. Thanks a lot.